Should you drive to meet up with customers? If so, how far should you drive? And is there any situation where it's not worth driving a certain distance to go meet up with a customer or a lead that has an item for you to buy? So this is the formula that I follow to determine it. We need to figure out how much an hour of your time is worth. How much do you make currently per hour of time that you spend working? When I got started in this business, I was making $11 an hour at T-Mobile. Now I got a little commission. I mean, it wasn't that much. I got a little commission, so maybe, I'm just gonna guess here. Let's say it's $13 an hour with the commission. So every hour that I spent working, I made 13 bucks. Now let's say somebody had an item and it was gonna be $60 profit. But it required me to drive 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back, probably spend 10 minutes at the meetup. So a little over an hour. So a little over an hour, I make $60 profit. But if I have to work at my job for an hour, I'm making $13 an hour. So is it worth it for me to make about 4 times what I'd be working at my job to go drive there to pick up a phone? Yes, absolutely. So needless to say, especially in the beginning, I was driving all day, every day, all over the place. I mean, I would drive 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes one way. I had one guy that he was bringing items. He was coming from another state, bringing large deals. I mean, we were doing 5-figure, over $10,000 in cash deals. I'm driving 45 minutes. I had one guy I remember kind of lived in, like, I guess the country-ish a little bit. I think he was about 50 minutes one way, 50 minutes, driving all over the place. Now it's a little bit of a different story. I make, and I haven't done the math, but if I were to guess, for every hour I spend on this business now, I make probably between $50 to $100 an hour. Somewhere in there. Sometimes it feels like it's more, especially with repeats. You know, you meet up with a repeat, they come to you, you make $500 to $1,000, you know, that can really put you over there. But I'm saying probably $50 to $100 if I were to be really fair and average it out. So with that said, would it be worth me driving 45 minutes one way, 45 minutes back to make $50 profit? No. Would I drive, let's say 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back to make $75 in profit? Yeah, I would. And I'm in a pretty good position now. I make over, I make pretty good money. It's probably, I don't know the exact amount I'm making per month, but what I will tell you is, when I got restarted in this business, I took 2.5 years off. I moved to a new city, so I started from scratch. My 3rd full month in the business, using the skills that I learned, plus some help with Chris and his program, as far as running Google ads, because Google ads are very valuable. My 3rd full month in the business, I made $8,300 in profit, and that was after subtracting the ad costs for ads. So I got moving pretty quickly. I'm probably hovering right around 10,000, maybe 12,000 a month in profit. Not 100% sure, but my guess is it's somewhere around there. So me, at the level I'm at now, which I'm not like anything super fancy, but it's definitely better than where I was, I still will drive to go do a pickup where it's worth it. Right now, I'm gonna go do a pickup, and the profit is going to be, as long as there's no issues with the phone, 55, 6, 75, 70, it's going to be $80 profit. It's about a 23-minute drive one way, 23-minute drive back, probably about 10 minutes for the meetup. So a little bit more than an hour to make, what did I say? It was going to be is $80 profit. Absolutely 100% worth it. Now, I still always encourage people to come to me. And the way I do that is once a customer accepts the offer, I always send them the address near me and ask them to come to me. And it's crazy. There's a decent percentage of people that will drive to you. I've had people drive 20, 30 minutes-ish plus to me to deliver the item. One of the other tricks that I'll sometimes do is if they're a little hesitant about driving, sometimes I'll offer them more money. I much rather, if I'm going to make, let's say, $75, let's say on this deal. Now, I don't think this guy had a car. He's walking. But let's say that instead of $80 profit, I would make $70 or even $65 profit and have him come to me. Totally would prefer to do that. And sometimes I'll kind of keep that card up my sleeve and use that as a way to entice people to try to come to me, just because I'd rather not drive and save money on gas. But for driving, absolutely. I'm totally comfortable doing it, totally happy doing it, and you could use the same formula. You can figure out how much you're making an hour, and then how much potential profit you would make on the meetup, and is it worth it, right? If you're making 20 bucks an hour, let's say, and you can drive 25 minutes one way, 25 minutes back to make $60 profit, yeah, you're making about 3 times what you'd be making at your job. You'd have to work at your job for 3 hours and make what you're going to make going and doing that driving in 1 hour. And the other thing, and the final thing I think I consider, is that driving, it's not that much work. I mean, it's not really hard. I'm just driving, right? At my old job at T-Mobile, I had to stand on my feet, deal with dumb, stupid customers. So I much rather an hour where I'm spending a good part of it driving to pick up an electronic is a lot more enjoyable for me than an hour where I was working at T-Mobile dealing with these customers that I didn't like. So something else to consider as well.